Now, Aggie, you're campaigning to make sure that this person stays in jail?
Absolutely.
And what have you got planned?
I'll tell you what I've got planned. And just to end on the judge's decision, I'd like to point something out here. In closing, in her sentencing remarks, she makes something absolutely clear. And she goes to they call it Section 6AAA of the Sentencing Act. And what does she let us all know? Really, she's telling him that should he have run a trial, she was going to sentence him to 40, non-parole 36. So can you just stop and think about this? She was never going to give him life. And what is she doing what is she saying? Well, what she's saying is regardless of his low prospects of rehabilitation, regardless of the high risk he poses when he comes out, this is what I really like people to be clear on here. What she's telling the community, which is community protection is a paramount consideration when sentencing. What she's telling the community is this. Hey guys, I know he's dangerous, but I was never going to give him life. So when he comes out, we'll only monitor him for 4 years. Right? Because she said she would have given him 40, non-parole 36. We'll only monitor him for 4 years. After that, guys, good luck and watch out. This is really what she's done. So what am I doing? Well, of course, I thought the DPP would appeal this decision. So when we marched on the 28th of March, well, it was my way of doing this for my daughter, because I will do anything. And I said, oh, baby, well, I'll beg for you. That march really was begging here, marching from Parliament House to the Supreme Court of Victoria. Of course, we were supposed to go to the OPP's office, but, traffic-wise, it didn't work. Let's go to the Supreme Court. And I prayed because there was 4 days to go before they made this decision. And then we were informed that the DPP will not appeal the decision. So on the 26th of May, we will no longer beg. We will insist on an appeal. We will stay at Parliament House. There's no need to march anymore. And I need to make our community very, very, very clear on a number of things. You see, Tony, I've spent the last 3.5 years with my head buried in the books, not only to make sure that I was always going to understand what was happening and expect it, but also because, see, this is the kind of power our judges have. And it seems the DPP too. These are not, they want to be seen as normal community members. I mean, it's just laughable. They have these godlike powers. They decide, and you cannot question it, even though it makes no sense. And this makes no sense because this is a young woman. Forget about the fact she's my daughter. Let's put it as if she was your daughter. This is a young woman that gets...
Aggie, I hear your pain and I hear your frustration and anger. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up, but I want you to make clear you are planning a protest.
Yes.
On the steps of Parliament.
Yes, Sunday,
on
26th of May.
The 26th of May.
At 12 o'clock.
Okay, so
it's about 2 weeks
Sunday,
ago, just over 2 weeks.
The next Sunday. At what time?
12 o'clock.
At 12 o'clock. Okay.
And we are now insisting on an appeal because I won't accept this.
Right. Well, I think, look, I've read a lot about the case and I've read a lot about this person, and this person should not be walking in the streets of Victoria or Australia. And even if he could be rehabilitated, he stabbed your daughter 23 times.
And I'm supposed to show mercy and forgiveness.
2 minutes and 39 seconds.
Yes.
I'm sorry. In old times, they would have hanged a person like this.
Where he comes from, they would behead him.
Right. Aggie, I really feel for you and your family. I mourn Celeste with you. It's the worst thing that a parent could go through. I understand your anger and I just hope that, number one, you can change things.
Oh, we will. On my own, I can do nothing, Tony. This is very much dependent on the community. They must absolutely believe that we do not have to put up with these laws. I have every intention of never stopping. I promised it to my daughter. But alone, I'll never be able to do it. I'll do it, but I need them backing me up. Because let me tell you what's going to happen here. Nothing's going to change until we're closer to election time. My plan may be very ambitious to some, but I'm going to do it, and I need the community to understand. If they've had a gutful of our laws, come to every rally, because it won't be just one. Right now, it's focused on an appeal. Later, it'll go to legislation. Let's take this power away from our judges, because clearly the burden of giving them life when it is warranted is too much for them. Tony, I would like the opportunity to please allow people to know we do have a public Facebook group now, which is growing very quickly. It's only existed for 6 weeks from the night of the march. One man made this possible, the Harley rider that organised those 23 Harleys representing each year of my daughter's life. Thank God for Jimmy. Anyway, it's called Celeste's Ride for Justice. And I realised I had no idea this was going to happen, but after I did an interview just over, I think, a couple of Mondays ago, the project, I could not believe that the numbers just quadrupled. So it's got a couple of thousand members on it already. I'm expecting the numbers at the rally to be much higher this time, especially since we've got more time to promote it, because last time I only had 12 days to make it happen.
Yep. Aggie, thank you very much for coming into Red Italia to tell your harrowing story. And
thank you for
I'm sure
inviting me.
it's touched a lot of people. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.